Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Zach Plunk, and I have the privilege of being your professor this semester for Principles of Marketing. This is the B term of the spring semester, and so we have about 8 weeks or so to move through this class. It's going to go quick, but hopefully by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to expect for the next 8 weeks, both from class content and assignments and what's expected of you, but also what you can expect from me as a professor. Principles of Marketing it's a primarily theory-driven class where we talk about and understand the very basics of marketing practice. So what is marketing? What are some common practices of how to actually market? And along the way, we're going to talk about a wide range of things, both from strategy to consumer behavior, to research, to digital marketing. And so it kind of covers this wide array of marketing topics under this one umbrella of principles of marketing. So along the way, I'm going to obviously give you the basic theories, but also help you learn how can we apply it. So I don't have the privilege of meeting you in person. That would always be my preference, but that's the purpose of this video, is to introduce you to myself, and also to introduce the class and give you an idea of what you can expect over the next 8 weeks or so. Okay, so just to jump in, a little bit about myself before we get to the actual class. This is my family. My wife Jessie's on the right here, and our two daughters. Merritt is our oldest, she's 3, and Sadie's our youngest, she is 1. So if you need to know anything about me or want to know anything about me, just know that if I'm not at work, I'm spending time with my family. They bring me the greatest joys in life, and I love to spend time with them. A little bit about my education background. I got an undergraduate from Baylor in marketing and entrepreneurship. So I kind of have this dual love of marketing, but also new ventures, starting new businesses. And so you'll probably see that overlap throughout the class. I teach marketing very much from a small business mindset because if you can market a small business with no resources, marketing a large company with unlimited resources is almost easier in my mind. I have an MBA with a management and marketing concentration from Texas A&M, and I have a PhD in marketing from the University of North Texas up in Denton. So, been doing this, been studying marketing, been practicing marketing, and teaching marketing now for a long time. But I just wanted to kind of give you some of my credentials in terms of education. So, let's get into the class. So, oh, I'm sorry. First, we just some little things about me. I've born and raised in Texas. I've actually lived in Belton the majority of my life. I don't actually live there now. I'm teaching this remotely. But my dad is Dr. Jamie Plunk. He teaches in the exercise and sports science program. So you might have taken him for an activity class or something like that. I love the beach, try to get there as much as I can. Disc golf, something I play with my family a lot, and I love to run. So just a little bit about me. Okay, so now we're kind of getting into what can you expect in regards to this class. And so first, I want to give you a few of my priorities as a professor. And these span outside of just this class. It goes to any class that I'm a part of. But this is what you can expect from me. So the first, and I always start with this one, is that you are going to be treated like a human being by me. We've all had, I mean, I distinctly remember classes, and I'm sure you've had them as well, where the professor expects you to treat their class like it's the only thing going on in your life. That is not how I operate. I understand that a lot of you are probably athletes, a lot of you work, you have social lives, all those things you should be doing. And so please know that I get it. Things come up that sometimes you got to work late or work a double shift, or maybe you just have a quick turnaround on your sports team or something like that. Just know that if you ever have any issues or any problems, you can talk to me about it. Just keep the lines of communication open, and I promise you will be treated like a human being. I also just recommend that you don't just treat this class like it's the only thing going on in your life. I encourage you to go out and be social and make friends and things like that. because this is a special time in your life. So that said, I do expect you to do good work in here. I have pretty high standards of the work I do ask you to do. Um, balance that. You'll be treated with grace and like a human being from me, but I also do have some expectations for you. So don't take this first point to mean that you can just slack off the whole semester. That's not what I'm saying. But I get it that things happen, that life happens sometimes, and I'm an understanding person. The second is that I do not want to waste your time. I'm not a huge proponent of busy work, of giving you assignments just to give assignments. And so pretty much with every module we go through, you'll have two assignments. And I'll get to that more in a second, but I've tried to structure the entire course every week of the course to look exactly the same. But just know that every assignment that I give you has a purpose, and I'm not just assigning you things just for the sake of assigning you things, okay? This is one that goes especially for online courses. I am a firm believer that clear communication alleviates a lot of stress and concerns, especially in regards to an online class where I never have direct access to you, how I can't talk to you in class or anything like that. So know that one, I've structured the course to be pretty self-explanatory, pretty intuitive of how you actually go throughout the course. But I also am a big proponent of announcements and emails and things like that. So I will continuously remind you of things coming up, whether it be due dates coming up or when I launch a new module or something like that. You will get an announcement or an email from me. But all that to say, make sure you check announcements in class because that's my primary way of communicating with you. But you can expect clear and constant communication from me, as I found that alleviates a lot of stress. I want to provide you with an applicable knowledge of marketing. So like I said, this is primarily a theory-driven course, but I want to help you apply things, apply the theories and the principles that we're talking about. So some of the assignments are designed in order for you to do that, to apply it. So in some of those assignments, and you'll see based on the directions or things like that, I'm not looking for you to just regurgitate information. I'm looking for you to apply it. And then the last one is just know that I'm here as a resource for you. That is my goal. I am here as a tool to help you succeed. So yes, I first and foremost teach you things. I teach you these principles of marketing. But if there's ever anything else that you need from me, whether it be help on an assignment, help in a different class, you're looking for a recommendation letter, you're looking for an internship, please reach out to me. I'm fairly connected in the industry. And so if you're looking for things outside of just school, or you need help or something's going on in your life, I'm here as a resource for you. So I can only do that and only be a resource and help if I know what's going on. So please, like I said, keep the communication open with me, and I can help you however I can. Okay. So we are going to go to Canvas now. Let me share a different screen here. Okay. So this is what you will see when you log on to Canvas. I'm sure none of you are new to this. This is how standard classes look. But you'll see that I have the class broken down by weeks. So you won't see all the weeks on your page because I release them on certain dates. But basically how I've structured the class is to have 2 weeks or two modules, if you will, open at a time. And you have a full 2 weeks to go through the materials, to complete the assignments, and both week 1 and week 2, and then week 3 and week 4 are open for 2 weeks at a time. Okay, so it'll be on your homepage like this, and I recommend, you obviously found this video, so you're starting at this module here. But the two that are open first, and we'll just go through one week, and that'll give you an example of how each week is structured. Each week starts with an overview. So the overview explains what we'll be learning in the class. It gives you these objectives for that week. And importantly, each week has a to-do list. Okay, so this is where if you do everything on this to-do list, you will have completed everything you need to for the week. So for week one, we have an introduction assignment that just gives me a little information about you. You need to read a couple of chapters. I always provide you with supplementary materials, and I'll go over that in just a second. You have a quiz and you have an application assignment. Okay, so that's your to-do list. So if we're going back to week one, you'll see we have we have the overview, which we just read. We have the introduction, which was first on the list. We have week one materials, which these are things on top of the book that that I need you to look over. So this will typically look like either a video lecture from me, maybe like 5 or 10 minutes, nothing super long. So like this is one here about value propositions. And maybe some little something that I write or some example that I took from something else. It might also have like YouTube videos or something like that. And the purpose of these supplemental materials are to basically supplement what you're reading in the textbook. So if I think that the textbook didn't do a good job of covering a certain topic, or they completely missed it altogether, or I need to explain a little bit more, I will do that in the supplemental materials. Okay, so you not only need to be reading your textbook, you also need to be looking over these supplemental materials because these are the things that I feel like they haven't done very well, or things that you need on top of it. Okay, so we have our week one overview. We have our introduction, we have the materials, and then these are your two assignments. So typically you'll have one quiz and one application assignment. So the quiz is simply regurgitation. Can you remember what you read in the textbook and what I covered in the materials? It'll be multiple choice or true false. Typically about 10 questions, between 5 and 10 questions, covering the material from the book and the supplemental materials. So no application here. It's strictly, do you remember what you're reading? And then the application assignment is where it's worth more points, and it's where that is where I'll actually have you apply. So this will be either something like a discussion board post or maybe some type of numerical analysis based on the topic of the week. But these will be things that will take a little bit more time and are to apply the materials in that you read about. Okay. So you go to week two, it looks the same. We have week two overview, which gives you the objectives and the to-do list. You have the materials, you have a quiz and an application assignment. So each week looks exactly the same. You might have the assignments are going to look a little different, but everything is structured the same way: overview, materials, and assignments. So hopefully after you do 1 or 2 weeks, you'll kind of get in the rhythm of when of how to kind of move through the class. So one other thing that I'll mention is that typically, like I already said, the modules will be open for 2 weeks at a time. So I'll always have 2 modules open, and they will always be open for 2 weeks. So for this first one, all the assignments in week one are due on the 16th, March 16th. That's in 2 weeks. Everything in module 2 is due on the 16th. After the 16th, these modules will close. And on the 17th, week 3 and week 4 will open. And you'll see the due dates are March 30th and March 30th. So after the modules close, the next day, 2 modules will open. And then you have 2 weeks to do those. After those 2 weeks, those modules will close. The next day, 2 more will open. And I do this, some people ask, why don't you just open them all at once? I found that the quality of work goes way up when I only have 2 at a time. So when I have 2, it gives you some flexibility to work to have a lot of time to work on these assignments. If you realize, okay, I'm traveling for sports next week, I'll go ahead and get everything done this week. So you don't have to worry about it. But if I open them all, what I found is that students just rush through the course to get done with it in 1 or 2 weeks, and the quality of work goes way down, and then your grade suffers. So I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, trying to offer that flexibility of an online course, but also keeping the quality of work high. Okay, so another thing is the syllabus. I wouldn't pay too much attention to the syllabus in regards to the schedule that's listed. It was being kind of weird with how it listed these things, so don't pay attention to this so much. But here you will find contact information for me. Obviously, I'm remote, so you can email me. Here's my email right here. If you want to meet with me through Zoom, I have a link here. You can schedule a time to meet with me through Zoom, but that will all be schedule based. Here's just a little bit about what we're going to be doing this semester. And here's our textbook. So this is just called Marketing and Introduction by Gary Armstrong and Philip Kotler. This is important. You need to have this book. Most of the stuff you're going to read in this class, other than the materials I provide you, is going to be from this book. You also have a few assignments that come from this book, and so you definitely need to buy this. I chose this because it's a relatively affordable book. It's a few years old. You can buy a lot of options. You have a lot of options to purchase it. You could do it used, you could do it new, you could do it as an ebook. But you do not, and please hear me, you do not need to purchase any type of access code. All the assignments are built, I've created the assignments myself, so you don't have to get an access code for Pearson or anything like that. Just get the book, okay? Um, Let me see. So here's also a breakdown of what you can expect in terms of your grades. So we have our weekly assignments, we have quizzes, we have case studies. We have just a couple, I think one case study, and then your final exam. So that's how your grade will be broken down. If you need a little bit of explanation for each one of those, I have those here. And this is important. So just know that because I've structured the class in the way I have, I give you 2 weeks to complete all your weekly assignments. Each module is open for 2 weeks. Because of that, I really will not accept late work. If you miss a deadline because you either waited to the last minute and then something came up, or if you just forget, I can't be fair to every other student and also give you an extension. So it's nothing personal, but it keeps my grading completely objective because just from the get-go, I'm giving you 2 weeks to complete each assignment. And so with that amount of time, I just ask that you plan accordingly. If you know something's coming up, plan accordingly, get the assignment done beforehand. If you come to me the day after something's due and say, "Hey, I forgot, can you open up the assignment again so I can submit?" The answer is going to be no, just because that is unfair to everybody else who did plan accordingly, who did the assignment on time. And so every semester, I always have students that, they say, "Hey, I was trying to submit last night, my computer died or my Wi-Fi wasn't working." And the assignment was due. And all I can say is, well, you had 2 weeks to do it where your Wi-Fi probably was working or something like that. And so I don't want to harp too much on this, but part of being responsible and kind of, getting ready for life outside of college is getting your stuff done on time. And so I it just kind of takes it off the table, takes any pressure off or any type of subjectivity off of, I just won't take late work. So nothing personal, but that's just kind of my stance. Okay. Last thing, let me stop sharing this. The last thing before I'll stop this video is just know that I pray for y'all each week. And I normally pray out of the Bible. So this week I'm praying out of 2 Peter. That as you kind of start this new semester, you'll have grace and a peace about you. And we have that through the love that we have through Jesus. So just know that I'm praying for y'all. If you ever need anything at all, let me know. Hopefully this will be a great semester. It's going to move quick, so please stay on top of things and always email me if you have any questions. All right, look forward to having y'all. I'm thankful for y'all, and I'm here as a resource, so use me as you can. Okay, thanks y'all.